In the heart of the Igbo village of Umudike, life was simple and full of tradition. Nnenna, an adventurous 18-year-old girl, lived with her family and was always curious about ancient stories and the village's history. One afternoon, during the bustling Afia market day, Nnenna wandered through the crowded stalls, her eyes scanning the old artifacts laid out by a mysterious trader, a wrinkled elderly woman known as Nnenna, the woman of strange things. Among the woven baskets, clay pots, and wooden carvings, Nnenna's attention was captured by an ancient mask hanging from the corner of the store. The mask was cracked and weathered, its surface adorned with strange zibidi symbols that shimmered in the sunlight. Nnenna, noticing Nnenna's gaze, slowly approached her. "Young woman, you are drawn to the mask of misfortune," she said softly. "Be careful, my daughter. That mask is not for mere decoration. It holds the power of sight, but not the kind you will want to see." Nnenna frowned, intrigued but unafraid. "What kind of sight?" The old woman leaned in, her voice barely above a whisper. "Whoever wears the mask will see the future, but only the worst part of it. You will witness the ugliest misfortunes of your life, ones you cannot change, no matter how hard you try. Do you still want to take it?" Nnenna hesitated for a moment, but her adventurous spirit won. She couldn't resist the lure of knowing what was to come, even if it was terrible. She handed the old woman some cowries and took the mask home with her. That night, curiosity burning within her, Nnenna sat by the low-burning fireplace in her family's hut. Her family was asleep, but she couldn't shake the feeling that something was about to happen. Holding the mask in her hands, she studied its symbols one last time before placing it on her face. As soon as the mask touched her skin, the world around her shifted. She was no longer in her hut but standing in the middle of Umudike market. The air was tense, people were running in all directions, and the sound of drums filled the air. In the distance, Nnenna saw something that chilled her blood. Her family's hut was on fire, engulfed in flames. Her younger brother, Arins, stood trapped inside, crying out her name. Gasping, Nnenna tore off the mask, her breath coming in short bursts. Everything was back to normal, but the vision of the burning hut haunted her. She rushed to check on her family, but they were safe, sleeping peacefully in their beds. Still, the vision refused to leave her mind. Over the next few days, Nnenna couldn't resist the temptation. She wore the mask again and again, each time seeing different tragedies: a snake bite that would injure her mother, a bitter argument with her closest friend, and always, that same fire consuming her home. She tried everything to prevent these events, warning her family and taking every precaution, but no matter what she did, the misfortunes happened. One day, desperate for answers, Nnenna sought out Nnenna at the market. She found the old woman sitting quietly by her stall. "You knew this would happen," Nnenna cried. "You gave me this mask, knowing I couldn't stop any of it." Nnenna's face softened with sympathy. "The mask does not create the misfortunes, my child. It only shows you what your heart fears most. But even in the face of bad omens, you still have power." "What power?" Nnenna asked in frustration. "Everything I see comes true, no matter what I do." The old woman handed her a small mirror. "Remove the mask and look at yourself. You will find that you, Nnenna, are part of what shapes these visions. You cannot prevent every misfortune, but you can choose how you react to them. The future is only as dark as your mind allows it to be." That night, Nnenna returned home and stared at the mirror. She removed the mask and looked at her reflection. Instead of the scared, frantic girl who had been running from her fears, she saw herself, stronger, wiser. She realized that by obsessing over her visions, she had only caused more harm. The next day, Nnenna took the mask, walked to the edge of the village forest, and buried it deep in the ground. But the vision of the fire still lingered in her mind. This time, however, she was prepared. She warned her family to be extra careful with the cooking fire and kept a jug of water close by. That night, the accident happened. The lamp tipped over, just as she had seen in her vision. But Nnenna was ready. She quickly doused the flames before they could spread, saving her home and her brother. For the first time, Nnenna understood that the future, while unpredictable, wasn't set in stone. Misfortunes might come, but with courage, wisdom, and preparation, she could face them head-on.
Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to stay connected by leaving your thoughts in the comments, giving the video a thumbs up and subscribing to the channel. Hit the notification bell so you're the first to know when a new content drops. We appreciate your support and look forward to seeing you in the next video.